Rose again. Well, good evening, folks. Dennis here. Hope you're well. Hope everything is okay in your neck of the woods. And by the way, Happy New Year to you all. Just let me do a little bit of a what am I going to do here? Let me just do a little bit of basically just trying to. That's better. No. I don't know what's going wrong here. Never mind, that's life, isn't it? So basically, okay, fine, leave it as it is. So, how are you all? And can you hear me okay? Is the music too loud or shall I turn it down? And can you hear me voice wise? I'll tell you what I'll do. This music is actually putting me off now. So let me find more sound volume, please. No, that's probably yours. I can't give any more sound. That is probably you. You need to turn your sound up. Can hear you. Yeah, you can hear me. So basically, it's not my settings. My settings are perfect. So basic, music good, voice low. Mac user, all clear. Mac user, I don't know who you are, but it's probably your settings. Background music a bit loud. So Mac user, I don't know who you are. So I think you should sort it out at your end. Yeah, the music is a little bit loud, so I'm just going to turn it down, I think, if one can. If not, I'll turn it off. Basically, it's been a while since I've been here, basically. I'll tell you what, I'm bugging it, let's turn it off. So, we can't because it's locked. So, just give me a second. I had everything sorted out, didn't I? And then, it's all gone to pot. Well, that's fine. That's life, isn't it? Give me a second. Anyway, are you okay? The main thing, isn't it? Get rid of that. Anyway, it was doing my head in anyway. So, okay, fine. How are you doing? Have you missed me? I've missed you lot. It's been about 6 months since I actually put a live streaming on, and be honest, I quite missed it. But I didn't really want to put one on until I felt inspired. Definitely felt inspired. I'm thinking, well, if I'm not inspired, then how can I inspire anybody else, like my brothers and sisters? So basically, what happened? I bowed out. I bowed out. I I stuck my head in the sand. I didn't want to bother. And in that 6 months, basically, I had to move home where I'd lived for 9 years in a beautiful place. Yeah, for obviously spirit want me elsewhere. I am here now where I'm supposed to be for the period of time. I don't know how long that's going to be, not at all. But I know here that it's definitely a challenge. But I'm a Scorpio, so we can all be challenged, can't we? And come out the other side. So Stan, hello Stan. Good to hear you in North Carolina, USA. So basically, the last year has been quite quite an upheaval for me. But I've seen a different side of me, and I've seen the side how the ego, which is body identified, works against you. Well, it works against me, and I kept asking my upstairs team, and they were very, very quiet. I'm thinking, what's going on here? Even though they were not giving me information. So I just dug my heels in. I thought, okay, I'll carry on what I'm doing, keep myself to myself, do the walks, do the exercise, play my saxophone, get better on that. Hello, Colin, and everybody else who's here. So, in a way, I kind of bowed out, and my friend Colin Boswell, who's just on here now, I'll just put his link up here, he kept mithering me nicely and saying, when are you coming back? So I said, well, when I've settled. And I've been in my new place now for like 3 months, nearly 4 months now. And I think it's time to do it. And then when I was thinking it was time to do it, I got my backside kicked from upstairs. They said, basically, who do you think you are to sit on your backside? All the information we've given you that you've earned since you started on this path 30 years ago, 35 years ago, and you do nothing about it. Pull your finger out, basically. So I thought, whoa, okay. So I said, well, all right, fine. But I was waiting for my inspiration. They said, well, no. You know that inspiration comes from yourself. And when you're stuck, we give you that inspiration like we do with everybody on the planet. You can't wait for us to give you inspiration all the time. Not that you are doing that, but we're giving it to you clear now. For if you don't need or can't or won't help those that are searching because you're not getting the information of us, then basically you're no good. You're no good for us. So I'm thinking, what? Yeah, you're no good for us. You might as well come back home. Because if you're not doing your job, if you're not looking after your body, then you might as well come home. Have a rest, get a new body, get a new life purpose, and then get back on the earth and fulfill it. And they kind of looked at me knowing that I would take the bone and run with it, which I know they did that on purpose, which is fine. So here we are. This is only a week, no, probably 4 or 5 days since they kicked my backside. But in a way, I was wanting to come back. I was eager to come back. There was something missing in my life. And I thought, right, we're coming back. And then as I decided to come back, the floodgates opened. It was like, whoa, this information coming in. Even today, even tonight, 20 minutes before I started the show, a friend of mine lived in America, lives in Turkey now, and he is a good friend of my dear sister over in Florida. He gave me a call and saying, "Is there anything that you can see?" And the floodgates just opened. When I mean anything I can see, he asked a few positive questions, and upstairs came in straight away. I said, "We're here, we're back." So this is what it's all about, the return. The return of me, Denis Barnes, and the Council of 12, the Magnificent 12 as I call it. So what we're going to do is, as we do always, we're going to see what they say. Then we're going to go into the healing segment where I ask you kindly, please, let's not ask for anybody else at the moment. People might say it's selfish that, but no, you have to love yourself before you can love anybody else. So if you love yourself enough to ask for healing, to ask your higher self, which is connected to an even greater higher self, which is in the universe, cosmos. Don't ask me where it is precisely because I have no idea, not the foggiest idea whatsoever. I will have when I pass over, but right now at the moment, they just said it's out of my conception. That's what they've just said now. As I was looking, they just said it's out of your conception. It's closer than you think, and it's further than you think. The infinite intelligence that you're looking for stems just outside your body and goes on into outer space. Now try to get your head around that, folks. That's what they just told me. I'm trying to get my head around it now. But it needs somebody like Einstein to understand this, you know. But it's all about your conception of who you are, what your job is, what it's all about, who you are, what is your job, and how to make the most of it. I mean, they always say to me, if you're still on the planet, Denis, then your mission's not over. You know what? And I totally agree with that. Absolutely, totally agree with that. That if we're on the planet, our mission is not over. And we're here at this great time to have an understanding and to move forward. You know, it's okay being psychic and being intuitive, but if one doesn't use it for the betterment of oneself, first and foremost, and then for the betterment of brothers and sisters and other families, then we are nothing, are we? We're not use or ornament to anybody. So everything starts with us first. You know, and then we go on to a different way of thinking because of what's happening. Israel. All that stuff there. Wars. America. Trump. Here in England. The government. Oh, what is going on? And upstairs said, don't bother with that in the moment. Everything stems from you. So I said, okay, everything stems from me. What? The wars, Trump, Rishi, the governments, Palestine, Israel. He said, no, everything stems from a human being, the way they think, the way they feel. What you think and feel goes out into the Akashic grid, no, into the harmonic grid that lies upon Mother Earth. And the more negative feelings that you vibrate through oneself, the physical form, the more negative feelings that go out and vibrate through somebody else who's close to you, a neighbour. So how do you change this? You change yourself first and foremost. It's none of your business what is happening in different countries if you've got a negative thought pattern yourself. So I thought, yeah, okay. He said, it's not aimed at you, beloved. This is aimed at those who you can give this information to. You were all born with a gift of free will, and some of you in different countries, leaders, people that should know better, are entrapping people. You're taking their livelihoods off them. You're taking in their lives off them in some ideas, in some places. How do you think you're going to own up to that when you go to the other side and you have a life review? You won't. You will probably look back in horror and say, have I caused all that? And you have to own up to yourself and say yes. And then hopefully, when you've had time to reflect on the misery that you brought to other people and the misery that you brought to yourself by having to sort this out, then you'll have a truer understanding that thoughts are living things. Thoughts and actions have to be dealt with. So it's always better when you can, and you must always try to have a pleasant word for people, because when you have a pleasant word for people, you are blessing them and you're giving yourself a blessing at the same time. Do not curse, do not swear, but have a blessing for other people, for you're blessing yourself at this time. Now, all of you come on this planet and you've chosen your different way of life. You've chosen a 3D life. Some of you still a 2D life. And we ask you to think above that now. Maybe go to a 4D or 5D life and see the other experiences that you've only thought about. Dream. We ask you to dream a new existence into your life, because dreams, when they're dreamt strongly and enough and powerful, can manifest into living reality. We say that again. Dreams, when they're dreamt, powerful enough, frequent enough, strong enough, they will manifest into reality. We're not talking of ibbly-pipply dreams when you've probably eaten too much cheese or drunk too much wine. We're talking of those spiritual dreams. Manifest what you want. Daydream in the day. Daydream. But daydream what you are desiring, not what other people want you to desire for yourself. You choose what you desire for yourself. Now, Man's Eternal Quest is a book written by Paramahansa Yogananda about the quest of mankind upon this planet and what the quest means to people. Paramahansa Yogananda brought yoga to this side of the world, to the Western side. He explains it in Autobiography of a Yoga, Man's Eternal Quest by the same author. If you've got a chance to read these books, read them. Another book is Divine Romance. Read these books. Give you a different understanding of life and how it's shot forward into the technical age. How everybody wants to rip each other person off. How they're, in a way, ganging up on political leaders who are trying to lead the countries out of what you may call the muck and bullet situation and the Third or the Fourth World War. how we handle ourselves in every situation, we have got a choice. We all have a choice to move forward. And as we move forward, I had a picture many years ago sent to me, and it's kind of an angel. And on this banner, it says forward together. So this is how we must be, folks. We must go forward together with our brothers and sisters, leave nobody behind. But remember that those who have moved on to a different, higher dimension, they see it plainly now. And they understand that they were sucked into mire and delusion. What you watch on TV, Netflix. Our partner went through this the other day, and he was amazed because we were there watching with him of all the stuff which is doom and gloom and fighting and murder. Why would you want that on a constant barrage, on that box in the window? What about the happy things? The happy times which are being taken off you in your news. They might give you a snippet just to make you feel happy, and then they bang you the next day with more drama. For instance, how many years has what you call Bates versus the post office been going on? We tell you, this has been brewing up for such a long time, and it needs to be sorted. Anything like this that is downtrodding, downstamping the human race, the public, is completely transgressing the spiritual values and the spiritual beliefs of those that are working spiritually in the unseen and those that are treading the miles on your earth. It goes against it. But there will and always will be a reckoning when those that are responsible come to our side of the life. So we ask you now plainly and very plainly, sort it out now. Look at the way you treat people. Look at the way you speak to people. You act with people. Look at the way you treat your animal kingdom. Do you need to really eat meat? We ask you this. We've mentioned it to our partner a few times, and he's gone vegetarian a few times and then gone back to eating meat slightly, now back to vegetarian. We will tell you, and we told him again, that for us to bring more information to him of the higher information which he seeks, is his vibration has to be a lot higher. And this applies to you. If you're a meat eater, and we say it plainly and blindly till there's no mistaking, it is wiser if you went to vegetarian to higher your vibration, to receive a new dimension upon your earth footprints. There are some of you who are listening to this message now who think, well, I'll have a, as he call it, poppycock. And we will say, it is true. The less denser the meat, the food you eat, the more lighter you become as a physical being, and the more lighter you become vibration-wise, dimension-wise. So you can actually float with that higher dimension, frequency. It's all about frequency. What do you vibrate to? Do you vibrate to a nightclub? Do you vibrate to violence? Do you vibrate to eating meat, slaughtering animals? Do you vibrate to political unrest? Or do you vibrate to your heart? To a dimension that is quite regularly not seen but felt spiritually? Do you vibrate to that? Is that a frequency that you want to really climb into and let it have total manipulation of you? If it's yes, then look at the way you think, feel about yourself, about your brothers and sisters, and about your animals on Mother Earth. We will leave it there because we will say a lot more on this in a future broadcast. But because it's, what you will say, it's our first time return in 6 months, we will be a bit kind with you. But we will open this question and answers for you as well. That if there is any of you searching for answers of your own particular flight, your own life, we will answer you as plainly as we can, not to offend you, but to give you inspiration to move forward into that which that you seek while you have an existence on Mother Earth. Remember, your Earth is still a beautiful place. Now, if you stop those from raping it and trying to put you back on the dungeon walls, then you are doing a great job. A great job for the children that will come after you. And remember, when you come back over here, Buggerlooks, all of you, when you come back over this side and have a rest and then strike off forward, go forth on back into Mother Earth, you are the children. You are the children. We watched our partner today when he was looking at a 9-week-old baby and he was thinking about, whoa, these people are going and there's new ones coming. It just made him think, and we will leave that with you. Remember, you don't know when your time is. None of you do. So it's better now, and we will say politely, act now. See where you can work on yourself and be an inspiration to other people. With that, we'll leave that with you now and go on to back to our partner. Oh, just give me a second, folks, while I am change scenes. I don't know where we're going now. Okay. So we're going to go to the healing zone now. The healing zone, and many of you have been on the show before, you know what's happening. Basically, this is the healing zone for you now. We would ask you to send your thoughts out to yourself, to any part that you need healing. Ask your higher self to give you the healing that you seek, that you deserve. Please don't focus on one aspect of your health, either mental, spiritually, physically. Do not focus on that one aspect, but let the healing go to where it is needed most. You'll be surprised where you think you need it. Some of you might have a bad shoulder. Some of you will have cancer. You think that needs to be sorted. And you ask for healing, but it might go to the heart. It might go to the mind for you to, in a way, accept what is going on and then do something about it. Let go and let God is the old saying, isn't it? If you can't sort it, let go and let the universe take care, because that is your true home. That's where you come from, beloveds. But we're going to the peace and quiet now. I ask that you close your eyes, listen to the music. When the music's finished, if it's not too long or too short, then please we'll go on to the next stage. And I ask you politely if you can refrain from sending messages while the meditation's on. Please send them after. Please. Okay. Let's meditate together. Let's lift our vibration and let's help Mother Earth. Please. Take your time. Come back. Have a drink of water. And still have that peace that you rightly earned in the quiet time in that meditation. Please let that meditation now and the peace go through the body. Then push it out of the body, through the skin, into your aura. Then push it out into what you may call your extended aura, your spiritual aura, the astral body, the spiritual body. Push it all out. Keep pushing. Then you affect not only where you are living, the room you're in, or the car you might be listening, or the work you might be doing, but you're pushing it out to the universe, into unsuspecting people who might feel, oh, I feel really happy. What's going on here? Because what you've done is you sent healing to them. You can stand in the back of a line and focus somebody, say 5 people in front of you. You send that people healing. Excuse me. And I guarantee they will turn around and go, what's going on? Focus. Healing is like a laser beam. Focus. But don't expect it to go where you want to focus on the body. Let the higher self deal with it. Let it go to where it's needed. Okay, I'll tell you what, folks, I really enjoyed that. Julian Ainsworth says I'm offline, but you're not. Okay, I'm here, but the lights are on. I'm here, but turn the music up your voice. No, I can't do that. Sorry, the voice is up any further. Can't go any further. Anybody else having a problem with my voice? I don't think so, because it's on. It's on as much as it can go up. So I suggest it could be your settings. Remember, this is the internet, and it's Facebook as well. So it could be Facebook. Okay, fine. So welcome. Stan, Colin, Kathy, Gail, Julianne, Dennis Richards, Jill Shenton, Carol Blossom, Michelle Claire Bennett, Paul Starr. Hello, Paul Starr. Felt the shift in energy. Thank you, Donna. Christine, Denis, nice to see you. We spoke a few years ago. My brain is not focusing on that moment. And welcome to Gail, all the way from, I think she's in Texas now. She goes to Texas and then back to New York, back to Queens, Texas. Hey folks, what do you think of the side beard? Just grow that 4 weeks ago. Don't want to keep it or shave it off, or just grow this a bit longer here, the chin, so I look like a wizard. Tell me, what do you think? Thank you very much. Colin felt the energy change. Right, Florida. Well, it's the same place, isn't it, Florida? It's a big... Okay, Florida. Forget me. I've just come out of meditation. What do you expect? And the counsellor are going to come in. I know that. And, yeah, well, nice to see that. I can't remember. Forgive me. I've slept since then. But maybe we'll speak again. Hi, Paul. Paul Star. Paul Starr, are you the husband or the partner of Sue? Just put your thing there. We will not have a golden age until the golden rule is normal practice. Apart from the moral imperative, it will improve our karma. Earth is nothing but a schoolroom, and until we realise that, we cling to the past. Its many discomforts we keep treading over. Yes, totally agree. Totally agree with you, man, my friend. Totally agree. So basically, he's my brother. Okay, fine, he's your brother. Brilliant. Good. So, right, we're going to move on now, folks, to the questions and answers. Yeah, your turn. Your turn. If you ask a question, you might get upstairs coming in and maybe giving you something that might help you moving on. So, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to actually know how to use this thing. Here we are. So, question and answer time. If the music's too, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's find the music because I'm lost it. Years ago, when I used to do blog talk radio with my divine sister, Caroline Divine Best, she used to be my co-host. We used to play this music, and every time we used to play this music, the council came in. It was like, wow, what is happening here? It was just, I went into a different dimension. And some of the message that come through was unbelievable. And it was just like, I let go, and God came in, or the Spirit came in. It's absolutely beautiful. So this is why I play this music now. Then you've got the tunnel behind, which gives me an expression of time, the freedom of time, passage, going through a tunnel. We are going through a time tunnel, all of us. And isn't it wonderful to know that we're going to come out the other end? I hope so. I don't have all the answers. I'm just a traveller like you. And I've been travelling for spiritually working in this life 35 years. Wow. 34 years. And it's not over yet. So I can understand when they said, pull your finger out, Denis, because all this information and basically you're not doing anything about it. So do it. Use it or lose it. And I like it. And thanks to my mother in the past life, called Iris. Yeah, thank you to her, because it instigated through her as well. Yeah, definitely been together in the past life. So, do you think there will be another lockdown? Put that. How's the music, folks? Is it too loud, or shall I notch it down a little bit? Let me know. It does tend to help me when I'm doing this. So let me trying to find it. There it is. There. Let me find it. There, I've knocked it down a little bit. That should help. If it doesn't, I'm sorry about that. Do you think there'll be another lockdown? There. There will be another lockdown if you allow your government to actually allow it to happen. If you come together, not dividedly but collectively, and stand up, it's not going to happen. There's a period of time where you introduce something onto your earth plane. You turn the tap on, and we are giving him a picture now. You turn the tap on and you let it drip. So people are constantly aware of the drip. So get used to it. Then you turn the tap open wider, so it's more of a faster drip, a heavy drip. People get used to it. So you turn it on wider again, and there's a steady stream. People get used to it. You see where we're going? If you get used to what they're saying, propaganda, then more than likely they will try to put you under lock and key once again. This is not set in stone. This is to do with your free will as a human being and your divine sovereignty to work this earth, to walk this earth with the armour of God. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Denis, is visual snow syndrome an ascension symptom? They just said they will look into it and get back to you. For there's many ascension symptoms. It just depends how frequent the mind goes on a journey and goes a little bit away with the fairies. if you understand our way of bringing it and being blunt to you, Denis. Everything is not as it seems. There are those weekend warriors who go out there searching for fairies in the woods and get lost and live in a fantasy, which is fine for them. But you're talking of a worldwide ascension symptom. They're just saying we are not at liberty to mention this yet because it all stops with that individual person that is either bringing these symptoms forward in their own psychic mind, or it is a spiritual phenomenon that they can physically see with their own eyes and touch. Do you understand our reply to your question, Denis? Everything sooner or later will bring in a new energy. Whether you call it the new age is playing with words. But if mankind keeps going down this road of self-denial, of no knowledge, of killing and murdering and slaughtering, there will be a new energy, but it won't be the energy that you want or striving for. Remember, the world is a good place, but some of it needs to be crumbled, to be brought down to land zero, and then to be rebuilt again. Old habits have to be got rid of. The old way of thinking, your mind has got to be regrooved in a positive way. And if that record keeps going back into the old way of thinking, you regroove it again until you put the CD in and it's perfectly grooved to a new way of thinking, a higher dimensional frequency that responds to a higher vibration that you may call those that guide, uplift and uphold your humanness upon this earth. Wow, that was not me. Again, brilliant. We would ask you if you could ask some messages about yourself personally. Not worldly events, because worldly events can change by a different country being more pleasant to another country. It all depends on that country's aspect. But we would like to address you simply, individually, as a unit, a single unit, or as people here listening, as a collective unit. What is your desire physically about yourself? What are the questions you'd like to ask about yourself, your personal journey, or is there somewhere that you're stuck and you really need that help to move forward? We're giving it you. We're here. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and the knowledge will be given. Knock and the door will be open. Anything else we need to tell you? Okay. Right, so you must have all gone to sleep then. Let me know you're still here, folks. And if not, I will go and I'll come back in a fortnight's time, whatever, because well, we will need to know. It's like saying, I want to ride a horse, but I don't know how to ride a horse. So, we need to know more than that. We're not psychic. Well, we are, but we're farther on than that. Okay. Okay, let us say straight away, Denis, you recognised it. Don't dwell on it. Please don't dwell on it. We all get abandoned sooner or later. Love, parents, work. There was a time, many, many moons ago, in a different place, in a different lifetime, that you would have had to go through this experience, but you didn't experience it properly. So this is why, in a way, you have brought it back to yourself on purpose to give the opportunity to go through it, beyond it, and above it, and never feel abandonment again. Because the abandonment is the ego having a go at the spiritual soul, because the ego feels abandoned. Thank you very much telling me. The ego feels abandoned by the soul. And that's why the soul and the ego coming together. Well, the ego thinks it's the soul, and it's not. The ego is a pseudo soul. It doesn't want to be abandoned. In time, the soul and the ego work together to create a beautiful bonding. And that's why people are on this earth together, to understand that physically one gets body identified, and that's the ego. But before touch, taste and smell, before we were touched by our mother, we was understood and enveloped by the soul, not the ego. It's when we got touched by our mother that the ego came to play. And the ego runs right with everybody. So once you understand the ego is there to play games, you understand it and you think, right, it wants me to feel abandoned. I tell you what, I'm not feeling abandoned. I'm not feeling I'm abandoned. No. So the ego doesn't want that. If you kick it, get a baseball bat, knock it off the shelf, for a while it will there, it will go away. Dennis, do not feel abandoned. Put that abandonment that you felt, and we ask you not to feel it, put it to God. Or whatever word you use for Mother, Father, Divine God, whatever words, names you think they should be called, give it to them. But remember, your ego wants to trick you. You've never been abandoned. It's your ego wants to trick you to be abandoned. And we will say, if you feel abandonment, that is a real good opportunity to stand in your strength and say, hey, maybe I was and maybe I wasn't, physical speaking and thinking, but if I was, I'm stronger than this. And draw that spiritual energy out there to you for the benefit of you. Okay. Denis, Colin's still here. That's good. So I'm just going all through these. I'll answer them sooner or later. I'd like some direction, please. I feel a little bit lost since my mother passed in May. Okay, when we lose a physical being, we do get affect physically. And I would say once again that you're feeling lost because it's a mum, it's that physical connection. But what we will say to you that she's okay. She's cleaning windows. I don't know if you understand this, but they just told me she's cleaning windows in spirit so she can have a better look at Earth and a better look at you. Just because you can't see the physical being, she's cleaning windows. Maybe she was a avid window cleaner on Earth, but in spirit she's cleaning windows to let you know that she is okay. In fact, she's breathing on the window and she's cleaning it so she can get a better look. She's talking about somebody on the earth plane who's having health issues. Don't know if it's you or someone close, but she's saying, forget the health issues. See it not there. Don't linger on it. See it healed. See it bathed in white and purple light at the same time. And there you will have your answer. Okay, I'm going to say that wasn't me. That was direct from the higher side. Okay. I'm going to go into this because we can't really answer that. This is what we call a generic question. How long are children going to live with us before we can move on? It depends on your children, depends on circumstances, situations depend on you. Uh, all that affect different people. So it's hard to actually put a plan on that and say that's the outcome of that because it affects different people. Okay. Said that he's grieving her son. Basically, tell her the son's there. Tell her the son is moved on to a beautiful place and the body's gone, but the spirit never dies. That person still exists in spirit. All the energy still exists. The love for her son, the love that the son had for her still exists. In fact, has grown ginormous while there's been a separation. I'm being told to tell you to pass the knowledge on for her to remember her dreams, to take a pen and pencil, a pad and pencil or pen and paper to bed, or a tape recorder in iPhone. And when she has a dream about her son, to speak it or to write it so she remembers it clearly. That's how you will find that there is correspondence with the higher side of life. There will be a time where the dream will be like light. When that happens, she will have an understanding that, okay, separation in the physical body is there, but there's no separation in spirit from the spirit and the soul. Not at all. For we're giving Denis the word hallelujah. Maybe that is relevant to you, to the son, to your sister, or to somebody close to you. Hallelujah. I'll leave that there with you. Okay. Zita, we don't do messages like that. These are ones that are coming through now. I think maybe it's the wrong question to ask. The wrong question to ask, definitely, at this moment. How do we submit a question? Well, if it's a question about yourself, your health, or your spiritual endeavors, your spiritual growth, you put them here. You put them here. We've got another 5-10 minutes and then I'll call it quits. Because basically, a lot of people then start to ask questions that are not just questions that they just thought about. It's not really a question that they really, in my point of word, they really want to know the answer for. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we should come from a higher life, a higher life, a higher, a higher destiny of thinking. What is my purpose? Okay, we're going to put this right back at you, Elisa. What do you think your purpose is? Elisa, what do you think your purpose is? Do you think you've fulfilled your purpose? Are you happy? Are you happy in whatever you're doing now? If you're not happy, then you're not fulfilling your purpose. What do you want to be? Or what's stopping you from being happy? See, these are all the questions that you can ask yourself. We're just pointing you in that direction. Like holistic psychiatrist or spiritual psychiatrist is how do you want to be happy? So what's stopping you being happy? We will tell you what's stopping you being happy. It's your ego. It doesn't want you to be happy. It wants you to be miserable and boring like everybody else, not just you, beloved, but everybody. So once you've mastered your ego, once you decide where you want to be, you get in your car and you think, okay, I don't know what town or city you live in or the country, But just say you lived in America and you was in New York and you wanted to go to Florida, right? You'd either make your mind up to get a plane or a coach or a train or you drive. You've made your mind up. You've made your mind up to go to Florida. So you made your mind up. You understand? You made your mind up. Your mind is powerful. You want to be happy, you make your mind up to be happy. And stuff the consequences of that will come and distract you. That will distract. Then you get a baseball bat and you knock its head off. You kick it to the curb. You keep kicking it to the curb and tell you what, in time it doesn't come back. Then it might come back and behave itself. But you should always be on guard. Your ego is body identified. I've no idea. Once again, I've no idea. Christina, you're asking, are you wearing the right clothes? Are you choosing the right colour? How do you think about the messages from Spirit? Do you think you're being hoodwinked? You think they're coincidence? Do you? Do you think they're from Spirit? Do they stop you in the middle of the tracks and they give you a sentence in 1 second or a paragraph in 1 second? You can't stop. Then they're from Spirit. But if it's your ego, you can stop yourself. Ego, you can stop your mind talking to yourself. And there's nothing as such as coincidence. Everything is a spiritual expression. Well, then you've got your answer. So why ask me? Why ask them? Why ask them? Are you looking for confirmation? Then fine. You've got your confirmation. Trust yourself. Okay? Right. So basically, okay, folks. Nice to see you again. Oh, buddy. I tell you what, time has flown, hasn't it? Time has flown. So thank you very much for joining in. And if you want any, you got your confirmation, didn't you? You got your confirmation, which is good. It's always good to give confirmation to people. Always trust yourself, folks. And then if you really can't get that, ask for confirmation Spirit. And they'll bring it in many forms. They will definitely bring it in many forms. Trust me. I'm a spiritual doctor. Yeah, well, we've got a sense of humour, haven't we? If you're looking for private messages, consultation, channeling, then the Counsellor 12 are phenomenal. They do 1 hour sessions, 3 hour sessions, half a day sessions and a full day sessions. Right, so if you're looking for a proper consultation, even mediumship, reach out to me and you get the Counsellor 12. The Counsellor 12 are 12 ascended masters that lived on this planet before and come together to help mankind move forward. And if you look at my website, thecounsellor12.com, it will tell you who the council are. And if I said the council here, basically you'd think, what a big head. I didn't choose them, they chose me. And I'm grateful that they did. So thecounsellor12.com, and the 12 is the written word. Thank you, Gail. I enjoyed it as well. So, confirmation, as you said the word confirmation, you ask and you will receive. Remember that. Ask and you will receive. Knock and the door will be open. And remember, your thoughts are living things. What you think about constantly will appear in your life. Trust me. So remember, this world is a beautiful place. It still is. And on that note, I will say good night, God bless, and hopefully see you in a fortnight's time, a week on Tuesday. And I'm going to give you a surprise here, folks. So stay here. I'm going to give you a surprise. It's a wonderful world. And here we are, Louis Armstrong, my rendition of Louis Armstrong with my saxophone. Night, God bless.